Can AI write a 120-page screenplay?
No, no. So I think that was one of the big misconceptions during the strike. I had actually reached out to someone on the WGA's AI committee, showed a demo of our app, and he had tried ChatGPT. And still to this day, it doesn't write more than, let's say, half a page at a time. And even if you have ChatGPT Plus, you can ask it about 40 questions till you get timed out and locked out for almost a day. So we have tried to write a 100-page screenplay, an original work, with ChatGPT's help. It's just not possible. You can't even say, collect everything and export a PDF. It doesn't do that. The thing about GPT is the longer it goes on, the worse it gets. So people call it hallucinations. I think I mentioned it before. It starts off pretty good. The first half page is good. The rest of the page is okay. And then before they had these limits, and when we used the API, we tested it and tried to do 2, 3, 4, 5 pages, and it just goes completely rogue. And it will forget the hero character and invent a new one, and it's just a mess. So I don't think it will be anytime soon. Even if GPT said, okay, we can now write a full 100 pages and export a PDF or an FDX for final draft, I think that's going to be many, many years. And I just don't think it will be good. From all my experience, and I've been trying to write screenplays since the invention of ChatGPT like 3 years ago. I've probably done it more than anyone else with my brother, who is a novelist and screenwriter. And you need to make edits. It's just not right all the time. And also it doesn't match your vision. It thinks of things that you don't like. So you have to fix things. But I think it definitely helps you get to that first version vomit draft a lot faster. But yeah, I wouldn't use it to write a whole script.
How long should it take to write a screenplay using AI?
I think it's different for everybody. I think that speed is not the number one goal. I think that's what a lot of AI companies are missing. No one cares more about getting done faster than writing their best possible work that they're really proud of. You see a lot of AI companies where their whole thing, and it's, I'll research the founder's background, and they had a failed crypto startup and they're clearly just jumping in. I talked to I've watched them. I like movies, so I'm going to make tools for filmmakers. I should know what I'm doing. And a lot of their features are, we'll come up with a movie idea for you, or type in an idea and we'll write, as many pages as we can. And that's not what people want. You mentioned Y Combinator earlier, and we would interview 5-10 people a week. And writers, what they say is, I don't need or want a movie idea generator. I have 7 ideas. I've been tumbling around in my head for years. I just, I have the hero, but I need a complementary villain. I want like the Joker to a Batman for my character. I want something great, or a love interest. I'm a man and I'm bad at writing female characters, and I need just some help making a good backstory that isn't cheesy. So how fast should it go? I would say fast enough that you get it done and you get it out there and share it with people. Whether that takes a year or 10 days or a few months, I don't think it matters, as long as it's good and you're proud of it. But yeah, the reason I say more of your best work faster, as sort of our tagline, is most people don't finish. And so almost all writers we talk to say, of those 7 ideas I've been tumbling around in my head, these I haven't started. I've read a few pages of these, and this one's almost done, but I've been stuck on this one. I can't connect Act 2 with Act 1 and 3. I just can't do it. It never lines up. And then they move on to other things. They get busy. Life happens. And then a lot of them will just give up. So It's got to be fast enough that you get done in enough time that you can get it out there. And if it fails, you can get on to a new one soon. I hope that doesn't take years. So I'm hoping like, a year or less. Maybe probably 3 months is a good number if I had to answer.
Sure. Yeah, I feel like as an artist or a writer, we need structure, not ideas are endless. I mean, if so many, it keeps our head full, but
Yeah. And it's personal to you. And so if you just go to ChatGPT and say, write a movie idea, it'll come up with something. It'll probably be cliche and not very good, but it won't relate to you at all. And isn't one big thing, and one thing I've learned on Film Courage is sort of write what you know. And so that's what we love about our app is we had someone who knew a lot about blockchain, is now looking for other work and passion projects in the crypto winter. But they wanted to make a movie about Bitcoin. So they would go in the log line and say, a movie about how Bitcoin was really invented, because no one knows. And make it sort of like Back to the Future. Biff Tannen goes back with the almanac. Like, what if some guy is a time traveler and he goes back and he stole the code from the world government currency of the future, and then so now that's why he made up the pseudonym Satoshi Nakamoto. And the reason there's $40 billion in his Bitcoin wallet that hasn't been touched since 2008 is because he's gone back to the future and he's collecting interest. So he typed that in, and then it came up with just such cool B story and theme ideas. And so yeah, it's like people want their own ideas and they can type in those to our app. But if you're stuck on anything or you're not good at writing for certain types of characters or you're bad at dialogue, we'll just help you a bit. That's the idea.
what are the best AI tools currently that can be used for screenwriters?
Yeah, so I really do think Saga is the best because we've done a lot of prompt engineering. We've structured it like film school. We have some competitors that came out after we launched. I won't name them, but they don't work. Simply put, ChatGPT I've mentioned a few times, and again, I love OpenAI. I think ChatGPT was one of the biggest inventions of my lifetime. I'm so happy we can build our app on top of it. But other than our app and ChatGPT, I would not recommend anything else. Probably soon, Google Docs and Microsoft Word will have AI built in. So those will definitely be options, and they might even have templates for 40-beat feature film or 15-beat Save the Cat style. I have a feeling they're going to get into it. That's for writing. As far as storyboarding, it's still really hard. I think our app is one of the best out there because we've solved the consistency issue. So we have a characters page where you describe everything about your character, including their description. So when you're drawing a storyboard on our app, you pick from a list of shot types, camera angles, soon color palettes, and lighting. And then you can say people by name. So Karen and David standing outside welcoming Russell to the set, and it knows what we look like, and it knows what your house looks like, and so it draws really great storyboards. But storyboards on Midjourney probably have the highest lifelike quality, but it takes a lot of time and effort, and you need to get on something called Discord and learn coding command prompts. So it's great, but I'm not sure that's the one I recommend. And then I know you asked about writing, but as far as the video, the top two right now are Runway Gen 2. So if you've seen Everything Everywhere All at Once, the scene with the rocks, and they're talking and then they fall off the cliff, that was made completely with Runway Gen 2. Another one is Pika Labs, and then also Sora. And then the final aspect is sort of what we've been calling deepfakes. I think people don't like the name anymore. They're calling it virtual performances. But there's a company called Metaphysic.ai. They're the ones who did the Tom Cruise deepfake video, which was just groundbreaking. And then there's another, I believe, Flawless AI. And they have a really great system where, let's say, in their example, an actress says a line with the F word in it, and then later they decide we want to go PG rating. And so rather than go reshoot, reset, redo everything, it would change her lips and her voice to say the new line. It emails her and sends to her phone, here's what we changed it to, do you accept? She can say, yes, you can alter my likeness. And then they're saying companies are saving just millions of dollars on reshoots already. So I would say those are the top tools, from screenwriting to virtual performances.
Have you heard of anyone writing an entire screenplay with AI and then having success selling it?
No. So one interesting thing, sometimes we talk to customers and investors and they say, oh, you're $20 a month, ChatGPT plus $20 a month. Why wouldn't I just use that? I mentioned a few times, we tried our hardest on ChatGPT to write a full script, and due to the limitations, you can't export, 40 questions per day and you're locked out. The rating system, it can only generate maybe a paragraph at a time. You just can't do it. I have tracked closer than everybody. I have every Google alert possible. I know everybody in AI filmmaking in Silicon Valley and most in Hollywood. No one has ever used ChatGPT to write a script and sell it in Hollywood. Some people have said they use it for beat sheets and set lists, but that's it, which is again why I think the strike last year, I just feel so bad. So many people were out of work. LA lost, I think, $8 billion. The streaming residuals, that's out of my ballpark. But as far as the AI stuff, I think everybody thought ChatGPT, an exec could just write an idea and have a script. And no, it hasn't happened. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. A lot of our customers could have already, because again, we don't track their data, their usage. We don't know the titles of their movies. We don't really know who they are. We don't collect any data about them other than their email and name. And so yeah, it is kind of our dream that one of our users has already got a script. It's being filmed, and it would be hilarious to hear them up at the Academy Awards if they win and have success, and maybe give us a shout out. So that would be great. But yeah, as far as I know, no one yet. So again, I think that bring the fears down a little, be open-eyed, but I think a lot of the hype around writers being replaced by ChatGPT has been overblown.